doubt I'll satisfy anyone's objections in this video. To be honest, I don't think everyone has to believe like me. I'm not a great debater. I was always a good teacher when I was a pastor, but I never got into the apologetics side of it. That's just not who I am. In the society I would like to see, if a community wanted to adhere to socialism or communism, then there would definitely be room for that. Just don't coerce me or anyone else into participating. If socialism is such a grand idea, it should be able to work without force. I don't understand how some people fail to see how taxation is theft. No matter what your point of view is on taxation, you should at least be able to objectively see that it's something that is taken from someone by force. Try and quit paying your property taxes and see how much land you really own. Quit filing your income taxes and see how long it will take before a goon is knocking at your door to lock you in a cage. If you resist, you will be shot for resisting. Taxation is theft and coercion, no matter what your view is of a centralized government. I want to make sure everyone understands that in my last video, I started out talking about anarchism. That's because principally, I believe anarchy is the least non-aggressive society. It doesn't mean that you can't have civilization. The Amish are a great example of a modern-day anarchist subculture. Sure, they have rules, but they choose to live in that society. They're a religious group, and they're led by a congregationalist society. The hierarchy is a lot different than the modern church. It's really a little bit more of a level playing field. Of course, kids have their place, women have their place, and men have their place, but there's not one man that's over the entire Amish community. They don't really have a lot of interference from the federal government either. In many ways, I'm envious, I'm jealous. I thought about becoming Amish once, but I just can't live my life with that level of disingenuity, if that's even a word. But to be honest, my beliefs are very similar to liberal Quakers. I'm very much a pacifist. I could do that and have a clear conscience. I ended my last video with a video of a politician named Ron Paul, because I wanted to express that although principally I am an anarchist, pragmatically I can bend to minarchism, like libertarians and Ron Paul people would probably consider themselves. Whatever steps we can take to have more liberty and less coercion, that's what I'm for. Too bad the Republicans and the Democrats are two sides of the same nanny government coin. But what is statism? The definition of statism is concentration of economic controls and planning in the hands of a highly centralized government, often extended to government ownership of industry. During the Mao Zedong era, somewhere between 49 million and 78 million people died. Chairman Mao was obviously not a Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, or Jew. He wasn't associated with religion, but he was devout to his brand of statism. Some people have made the objection that statism cannot be religion because there's no God involved. But Buddhism is a religion, and there's really no mandatory God involved in that either. It's a mindset that governs someone's life. See, this was just one regime going back to Mao Zedong, 49 million to 78 million. I mean, sure, the Muslim conquest of India killed nearly 80 million people, so 80 plus million for religion. But World War II, which was not a religious war, killed 85 million people, so 85 plus million for governments. When you add them up, all of them up, dictators and statism have clearly killed more people. Now, looking here in America, the Patriot Act, the NDAA, and other tyrannical laws that take away our rights can all be used against us in the name of statism. Statism is the most dangerous religion in the world and will kill more people than all the terrorists combined. I showed this picture in my last video, but I didn't really go over it. I want to read this. I thought this was a good status update on Facebook. It says that anarchism is not politics. Anarchism is the rejection of politics. It is the rejection of violence for the purpose of solving problems. Anarchism is the solution to all social ills and the insanity of religious violence. If any philosophy exposes the beauty of the human spirit, it is anarchism. The philosophy represents the epitome of ethical thinking, and it demonstrates how sensual and loving a person can become. Those who have adopted anarchism usually harbor a sensitivity for other humans and seek to resolve problems with talk and love. They have no more use for forceful aggression, as they have matured to the point of dispensing with their latent urge to control others. Anarchism, in a sense, is an evolution in thinking. It is an evolution in feeling. It is the final phase in the metamorphosis from barbarian to a fully civilized entity. If you're not an anarchist, consider taking that leap. History may remember you. Well, this is my wrap-up, and I promise my next video will not be about anarchism. Up next is Josh. Peace and love to you all.
This world will pass away.